Hey everybody, welcome back. Another beautiful afternoon on a Saturday in Arizona. It is about 70 degrees out or so, sun shining, really beautiful. So, and I'm getting a really late start today because I had other things to do, but I got two things I want to do this weekend, and it's not going to happen because I don't have the time and I don't have all the parts. I want to get my seat belts in, my 3-point harnesses in, and I think I'm going to do that last, and I want to get this box in, this 20 millimeter ammo box in as a center console. And actually I think that's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to make two brackets in the front, or excuse me, two brackets for the back, and probably just punch a couple holes in the front to just bolt it right to the floor. Not sure how much fun the other side of that floor is going to be to get to put nuts on it, but we'll figure that one out. The seat belts are a little bit more involved. I've got two spots to mount seat belts in this vehicle. One is right there, that's the stock mount point, and the other is that point there. Two per side, they're the same, but I need four for 3-point shoulder harnesses. So I've seen other people do it, and they typically mount the retractor on the floor right down here someplace, and then of course, punch a hole in the roll bar and put in a bung or just a bolt through it or a piece of pipe in to fill the hole. I'll probably just put a piece of pipe in to fill the hole up and then a bolt through it. And that gives them their 4 mounting points. So I think I'm going to do that second. I'm going to get that box in first. Let's just kind of sit it in there and mock it up and get some measurements. And something else I was thinking about, this thing has the pop-up latch on both ends, so the top lid comes completely off, but I don't really want it to come completely off here. But I'm thinking what I can do, see this lip here that turns up? I'm thinking if I just take the top edge of that lip off, I don't really need a hinge, because that top lid stops it from opening any more than that lip. If I were simply to remove that lip, might not need a hinge. I may try that first. Anyway, let's get back to my idea of getting it mocked up and in there and get some measurements for the brackets. So I think this is where that's going to go. I have clearance for the shifters. The height is right with the front of the box against the floor, and the back, it's not perfect the way it's sitting because I've just kind of got it balanced in there, but I wanted to use these holes here, but honestly they're too far forward, so I am going to have to make new holes in my floor. And you guys probably know how much I love extra holes in things. I don't like it at all. It annoys hell out of me. But let's look at it from the back. It's probably tipped to one side or the other, and it is, but that's where it's going to go back there. I've checked inside and the elbow height is almost perfect for me, so I think that's where that's going to go. I'm going to have to figure out some brackets for that. And part of me wants to go down and use plumbing parts. And I'm still thinking on that, because that would actually be pretty easy to do. And part of me just wants to make a Z bracket, a couple of Z brackets, or a horseshoe shaped bracket, a U-shaped bracket, which is probably what I'm going to wind up doing, because I can just thread that and just use short bolts through the back of the box. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure that distance up and then make myself a U bracket. That'll also keep my tilt correctly if I manage to make the bracket right. So I'm going to make that next. So here's the bracket for the back, and that is something, it's actually, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's about as straight as a dog's hind leg, but you know what? That's actually not too shabby for something made on a bench vise with a hammer and a pair of pliers and a propane torch. I'm not too terribly unhappy with that. If you're wondering why the bottom legs are past 90, it's because I didn't quite get it where I want it, and I ran into that angle that on the Jeep floorboard. Let me show you. Still going to work. Okay, so it goes right there like that, and you can see where those bottom legs sit on that angle. Box should sit on it really nice. And there's our back mount right there. Now, because I had to overbend those, I'm trying to make up my mind exactly how I'm going to get bolts in there. part of me wants to just weld the damn thing on. You know what? I may succumb to that, but I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do is put a hole in the bracket, and then I think I'm probably going to tack weld a nut on the inside of it and run a bolt up from the bottom. Fortunately, the floor pan there at the bottom is really easy to get to. It's not an issue. So there's our back bracket, and it's got the box exactly where I want it there, so I'm pretty happy. In the front, I don't think the front's going to get a bracket. I think it's just going to get bolted right straight to the floor through the bottom. Now that part may be fun to get to because of the transfer case and the transmission, but we'll see. Going to make some short angled aluminum spacers for the front to sit on that angle. Going to start just by parting these off and getting the right thickness in the mini lathe, and then we will go to the belt sander and put the angle on them I want. Okay, so there's my rear bracket painted and bolted down. There are my front spacers to make up for the slight curvature of the hump in the front, and I think that's going to probably sit very level like this, but all I got to do is put it in and mark the holes, punch the holes, and bolt it down. Of course, the most fun part's going to be crawling around under it trying to get the nuts started, but you know what? We'll figure it out. Another clear, beautiful day in Arizona. A little cool and breezy, but super nice out. Let's get this box mounted. As you can see, the box is on it. All the holes are in it. I punched the holes inside. I ground this lip off of the back, so it should hinge open. I mean, if you go too far, it'll fall off, but you can open it like this and close it without worries about that. Can't do that one-handed. Yeah, I'm going to put it in and get it mounted. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so there we go. I did wind up making newer spacers for the front. The first ones I made just weren't angled enough and weren't wide enough, so I did go back to the mini lathe and I did create some bigger angles, but she's mounted down and solid now, and I would say that it is mostly in the center and mostly level. Not 100%, but you know what? I gave up trying to get 100% a long time ago, and there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of my trials and tribulations. 6 nuts and 6 bolts. Took quite a work to get them to go in, but they eventually succumbed to my tender ministrations. Please like and subscribe and hit notifications, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.